I've come to the realization that I'm an NPC. I'm not ever going to be. I'm not a main character, and I'm never going to be a main character in this world. As much as I aspire to be, it's just not going to happen. And I think that what sets me apart from the average NPC is, the environment that I was raised in, causing me to be an introvert, but also me not going with the sheep anymore. Because I used to be into fantasy football, all the entertainment, movies and all that. And then you wake up to what's really happening. And you see what's going on right now in the news. You look at what's happening in current events and in the news and what's going on in the world. And you look at fiction or fantasy, and it's way more entertaining to find out what's going on in the news right now, or for people to be talking about social ordeals, or what's going on in society, than some kind of made up fiction fairy tale story that I used to really enjoy. I used to really enjoy watching all these movies. I'd even watch movies over and over again. TV shows and all that, and that just doesn't interest me. I'm not a person of high intellect. I have self-awareness to realize there's so much stuff I'm never going to know. And even if you're a damn genius, you're not gonna know everything. You're always gonna be able to learn something new until you're dead. There's just too many things out there. The world is just so complicated. My IQ is somewhere between average and slightly above average. And if you watch my videos or you listen to me right now, you can probably think that my IQ is probably less because I mispronounce words, or maybe I just sound ignorant in certain subjects. I sound like I'm a part of a cult, like the left likes to say, like we like to say about the left. It's so funny seeing that stuff. It goes both ways. It's like looking in a mirror. Like when you go on TikTok and you see they're a cult, this, that. You can see that we're fighting each other. The problem is, I think the people on the right are more at this point, and this is why MAGA was created. I think people are more open-minded to negotiating and open-minded to different facts. And the left is just they want everything. And they don't want to give up anything. So you can't coexist with people like that. You just can't. You have to give a little to get some. You can't just take and take and take and take. And that's why we cannot get along with these people on the left, because they're the problem. Honestly, they're the problem. They're the reason why we're so divided. It's because they've bought into this propaganda. Either, all this hatred towards Trump, this push for government acceptance and big company acceptance because they're fucking sellout bootlickers. And they don't understand that America was made for the people, not for fucking big companies. And big companies are in charge of everything right now. But yeah, I'm just going to. It's hard. This could resonate with some people who are awake, and I've told my kid this too. One of my kids is really out of the matrix, big time. I mean, my other one is too, but he's got some lessons to learn, I think. We all have lessons to learn, but when you're out of the matrix mentally, and you try to talk to people about what's going on, they don't want to hear it at all. They just want to live in some fantasy bubble. Especially boomers. They're just stuck in their ways. You know, like, I got family coming, right? And I haven't seen them for like 25 years or so. I don't fucking... And I really don't even care to even... Honestly, I don't care to fucking see them. I really don't. But my kids have never met them. There's one family member I do want to meet, but the other ones, it's like, I just don't really give a fuck. Like, I don't wish anything bad. I just don't give a fuck. One of them's okay. It's just... One of them's an extreme fucking brainwashed liberal, and I know it's just gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward, and you know, I hate fucking just doing small talk, and I have to like refrain from talking anything political. Because it's just stupid. Like, and I know what's gonna happen. It's like a time bomb, but I'm just gonna have to leave if it, you know. But I'm doing it so my kids can meet these people. I mean, if it was just me, I wouldn't give a fuck. Anyway, yeah. Okay, back to the NPC thing. When you're out of the matrix, and everyone else around you in your personal life is pretty much in the fucking matrix, it's so hard. How I try to cope is, like, I'm going to work, and most of these people don't want to talk about what's going on at all. They just want to be like happy and like pretend everything's okay, because everything's okay in their personal life, but they don't see the forest from the trees, and they just want to party hard, knowing possibly the cops are gonna, you know, being like a teenager, knowing the cops are gonna come, but you're partying hard anyway, and shit's gonna get real at some point, and they're gonna have to wake up. But by the time that happens and they wake up, it's almost too late. And there's no point to try to help people. There's no point to try to really help wake people up. It's a fruitless type of, you know, all this knowledge I have about relationships and shit, and I have to, and when I started learning like the red pill and shit, I learned so much about female nature, and that's like, if you're gonna get involved with the opposite sex, do some research on the female nature, man. Do some serious research on it, because at least understand what you're dealing with. Like, for me, it is pretty, at this point, since I'm probably never gonna have a long-term relationship. At least me knowing this stuff, I won't be taken advantage of ever again, and put into a place where I'm going to want to self-delete because I got hurt so bad. But the thing is, you can't take your knowledge and try to help other people with it. They're still stuck in this matrix where all they care about is consumption, material shit. They're still living in the, like, kind of like in the past. They got new tech and stuff like that, but they're not evolving past materialism. And there's nothing you can do about that. You can tell them till you're blue in the face, but you just have to let them suffer themselves. They have to wake up and learn the hard way. And you can't tell them anything. It's frustrating. Seriously, it's frustrating because I want to have, when I get to know someone, I like to have kind of like deeper conversations when I get comfortable with somebody. It doesn't have to be like a 5-hour deep conversation. It could just be like a 10-minute deep conversation about something, and then we split off because, well, I'm an introvert. Number one, I need my space, and number two, I have bad attention span. If you watch any of my videos, you can see how I go from subject to subject. But yeah, and it's hard when you first learn this shit. You want to help other people, you want to try to wake people up, but there's no fucking point because they don't want to be. So you just have to let them go, and let them do their thing, and let them fall and get hurt. And if they come back to you and maybe some kind of something you said in the past resonated with them, and they're like, man, he knows his shit or something, maybe you can help them at that point. But you can't help a drug addict if they don't want to help themselves. You can't, because all you'll do is enable them. But it's frustrating to me because I'm forced to. I'm not forced. I guess I could be homeless, and my kids can be on the street. But I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be dirty. I like having a private space when I go to the bathroom and shit like that. I like, and I like having food in my belly. So I have to go somewhere and do shit that I don't want to fucking do for 10 hours of the day. And in my situation, I gotta talk to people a lot in my team. I can't just be like left alone all day, which I prefer. I prefer so much just to be by myself and do my thing. And it's because if I'm in a bad mood, I don't want to sit here and be fucking fake, man. I don't want to be like, when someone's like, are you okay? I don't want to be like, yeah. And then be like, yeah, put on a fake fucking smile. I don't want to be like that. If I'm in a bad mood, I just don't want to fucking talk to nobody. I don't want to, you know what I mean? But the average person just, like, honestly, from what I understand is, like, they are they're only really worried about, like, what's going on in like what's going on around them right now. They don't think about what's going on outside of them. And that's why I say these people really don't need to be voting at all. Like I said yesterday, don't vote. If you're not going to pay attention on what's going on in politics, then don't fucking vote. Seriously, man. Stay the hell out of it. One thing I want to talk about too is, like, I heard that Europeans think that Americans are so ignorant to the rest of the world, which it's hard. It's hard for if you're listening to this and you're in a different country, This is the what Americans have to go for. Like if you're a European or something, all your countries that are like so close, you're almost like a small United States of all your countries put together, right? Um, America's way fucking bigger, and we have every single type of territory here. Um, and a lot of people just like really don't care what's going on in the rest of the world. You know, like we have like the best entertainment here in the past. You know, we got the best sports teams and shit like that. Music too, and all that shit. So it's really hard for people here to look outside of America because we have everything here. It's like being a homebody. You don't want to go out because you already have everything. You're content with it at home. Um, so that's why a lot of Americans stay ignorant to what's going on in the world, and I'm ignorant to. And also, the our news is so just feeds us complete propaganda. It might be even it's right up to the it's if it's not the same, it's almost to the same as the Gestapo back in the day. Their propaganda, their mind control. It's like right there. So a lot of Americans didn't have access, before, but now the internet, which the internet censors obviously people, so it makes it hard too, because they just want control over people's thoughts. So it's hard for the average American to really, the average American, like all they thinking about is like food and like um like right now football is about to pop off, and that's all men are going to be thinking about, which I was there, man. It's cool. Like, shit, I gotta get in there before I be late. Oh, please fucking give me the strength. Creator, please give me the strength to fucking not be frustrating with these fucks today.